So Sean, do you have any questions at all?
Yeah, so what are we gonna do with Cloud 9?
You'll be doing that to write all your programming stuff. So that will be like your text editor. So whenever the course calls for a text editor, just go out in Cloud 9 and use it. The first thing we're going to do is web pages. And then after that, we'll do PHP and databases and Java. And all that we can do out in Cloud 9.
Okay.
So Sean, do you have any other questions?
I can't think of anything right now.
Okay, make sure you just go through Socrates and do everything a step at a time. How about you, Jaden? Do you have any questions? All right, everybody get everything turned in. I didn't check before we came on. Make sure you get your work in Sunday because I'm going to grade first thing Monday morning. I jump out of bed. I'm just so anxious to grade all those projects. So make sure you get your work in. All right, I'm going to share my screen. If you look down at the bottom of your Zoom, you'll see that green icon. So when I ask you to share the screen, that's how you do it.
Ooh.
All right, can you all see that okay? You good?
Yeah.
Can you see it okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so this week you're going to be dealing with file management, and I'm just going to give you some highlights. Now, as part of what we do today, you're going to need to open up a text editor, which you could use Cloud 9 if you want to, and you're going to have to type in these path names that we talk about. And then you're going to submit them to me on Slack. So if you're not near a computer, you can do this. You can do this with pen and pencil too. So I'll just go through this real quick, and then we'll do the path statements. And then we're going to do some stuff with zipping and unzipping. Are any of you familiar with zipping and unzipping? I see Elijah says yes. How about you, Sean?
No.
Okay, so we'll show you how to do that, because you'll need to do that for all your projects. All right, you'll often hear people talk about folders and directories. They're the same thing. In the early days, directories is what we called them when we were working with Unix and DOS. And then Windows came along, and Microsoft says, well, that's not so good. That confuses everybody. We're going to call them folders. So Microsoft introduced the term folders, but they're just the same thing. You organize your files using folders or directories. And this is the key thing. Your folders are not going to have file extensions. They're just going to be plain names. And I'm going to show you how to name things in a little bit. Then you have your files, and those are your collections of your data. So, you know, you have your Word documents, your text files. This would be PHP code. This would be web code, HTML code. And you want to make sure your system all shows file extensions. If you all are on Chromebooks, you're in luck. But if you're using Windows at home, Windows hides the file extensions. So you've got to go up in the Find or in the Explorer, look in the View section, and turn the extensions on.
Hey.
Because as you start doing more work, you're going to start naming files the same, and the only thing that will be different will be the extension.
There's one else.
All right, and you guys know all the storage devices. So there's your computer's drive if you're using Windows, a laptop, or a desktop. There's USB drives, and on all your Chromebooks, you can put in a USB drive, right? How about you, Elijah? Sean?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. And Jaden, you too? And I see a Galaxy 8 there. That must be William. Hi, William.
Yes.
Hi, I finally made it.
Oh, turn your camera on.
Was that on?
Nope.
Oh, there it is.
But
There
I
we
can
go.
hear you.
Wow. Right there, it should be
Right.
on.
Welcome in.
Hi, sorry for the long delay.
Well, now you know how to do it. So next week you can come right on right away.
Yeah, that took forever and a half. Sorry about that.
All right, so you all have USB drives. I would have one exclusively just for this class, or set up the files the way I'm going to show you in just a little bit, so you have a place to put everything. You want to stay organized. And then there's cloud storage. So you all have Google Drive. There's Cloud9 where you can store things, and also Dropbox. Any of you have Dropbox? Elijah? John?
Yeah.
Okay. Jaden, do you got Dropbox? Looks like you fell on the floor, Jaden.
Yeah.
Okay. And how about you, William?
I think I do, but I've never used it.
Oh, check it out. You can do a free version, and it allows you to store things much like Google Drive, only it's even simpler, nicer.
All right, I'll have to check that out when we get a chance.
All right. So you don't have, you could use Google Drive and Cloud9 just in this class, but Dropbox is really, really convenient. And once you start working, you're going to end up with thousands of files. So you want to keep them well organized inside of folders and files. Now, if we have this whole system of folders or directories, how do we tell the computer how to find a file? Well, that's where the path statement comes in. So the path statement could be like on a URL to a web page. It could be a file on your computer's drive, or it could be a list going to a program or an app for the computer to run. For instance, if you run Java on your computer in the future, when we get to the Java part, we store Java in one place on the computer, but you might be in a different file where you keep all your programs. So with the path statement, we can tell the computer, well, Java's way over there in that folder, inside of that folder, inside of that folder, inside of that folder. So every time we run a Java program, go in there and look. And that's where the path statement comes in. We use this all the time working with computers. All right, so this is one more thing. So this is kind of the coding that they use when they talk about the path statement. So if you see a double dot, that means go up one folder. So for instance, if you happen to be in Path Worksheet, and if you typed in a double dot, what folder would that go up to? And you all just shout out the answer. We're down here in Path Worksheet, and we're going to do a double dot. Where is it going to go up to?
If it goes up, it'll go up to the one right above it, which I can't quite read.
This one here? Not quite. These are all siblings. They're all in the same folder.
Unless it goes to the next subfolder.
The super folder. These are subfolders. So it's going to go
Numerical
up
numbers will be on the top.
to foundation. All right? If we were down in here in images, and I did a dot, 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 a dot, dot, slash, dot, dot, where would it go? The first dot, dot would go where?
License, and then would jump
No,
to
careful.
foundation.
It would go up to here. Do you see how this goes one level?
Oh, okay. I think I get this.
All right. And then the second dot would go where?
Would it go to the main folder, or would it go to the folder above it?
Right. You see it would go up this level. You
Okay.
see, so here's a folder with these subfolders. And this subfolder has another subfolder, these two. And CSS. Do you want me to go bigger on this? I can go bigger, I think.
Yeah, because I'm struggling to see all of this.
Oh, all right. Let's go bigger. There. Is that better?
Yeah, actually.
Okay. So here's the main folder, and then these are the subfolders inside of here. And then this has a subfolders inside of Path Worksheet. CSS has these subfolders with these files. So if I'm here inside, right in here, and I do a dot dot, where am I going to go up to? What's my parent folder?
Images.
Well, yeah, I'm inside of images.
Or would it go to CSS?
So I'd go to CSS, and if I did another dot dot,
Go to Path Worksheet.
worksheet, and another dot dot, somebody else tell me.
Foundation.
Foundation, do you see it? And then foundations would go up to book, which is my root. By the way, this is a screenshot of my actual hard drive where I have all my book stuff. Now, the way, and you'll see in a minute, this is how we separate things. So you see here, here's foundation. Oh, I can go big again.
Oh, Jesus.
You see foundation slash path worksheet will go down to here, slash CSS will go down to here, images will go down to here, and then I get my file white dash logo. And do you see down here, that's how we designate that's the path. You all see how this is working?
Yep.
Now, there's a gotcha. If you start the path out with a slash, that's going to go to the very root of whatever directory you're working on. So if I'm sitting, let me go big on this again. If I'm sitting here at path worksheet and I have a path statement that starts with a slash, it's not going to go from here down. It's going to start up here at the root and work its way down. So a lot of times people start with that slash and it screws them up, because if you said slash, if you're here and you said slash CSS slash images, starting with a slash, it would go up here for book and it would look for a CSS and it wouldn't find it. So be careful, don't put the slash in the front unless you absolutely want to start at the very beginning, at the very top of the file structure, which we call the root. All right, so that's the characters. Now, if you're on a Mac, any of you have a Mac? Got any Apple fanboys in here? Nope. Okay, well, when you do get on a Mac, because you will, if you do some programming, here's this called Finder. This is how the file is shown. And then down here, you can see the, and I'll blow this up too. You can see the path statement at the bottom. And you can see here's my hard drive. And then instead of a slash, they use this little arrow thing. And then it's in my applications folder, this subfolder. Do you see how many folders deep it goes?
A lot.
And then you can see it. You can see it right here, where I'm in my web explorations directory. And then here's my subdirectories. All of these folders are in there in these files. And then inside a book is all of these. So you see, this is a different representation of what we just looked at up here. By the way, this is in Linux. All right, so that's what the Mac looks like. This is the command structure that we just looked at. And then here's the Chromebook. So on Chromebook, and if you're on a Chromebook now, you can do this. If you click on the applications and then file, then you'll see this, and you'll be able to, you'll see your flash drive and everything else. Whatever folder you pick on, like here I clicked on Foundation, and you can see here's my USB, and then here's my Web Explorations, Book, and Foundations. So do you see how they build a tree structure more visually this way? And then these are the files and folders that are inside here. Google Chrome, Google Docs is the same way. Google Drive. I'm going to show you how. Well, I'll show you how to unzip and zip after we do this. Now, as you work in this class, you're going to have to name files a certain way. And this is how programmers do it so they don't make as many errors. Always start your files and your folders with lowercase letters. Don't use spaces or underscores. The web hates spaces, and if you see a website with a %20, that's where somebody used a space in the file name. So don't use spaces because it's going to mess up your URLs. Well, if we're not doing that, then how do we make it so it's readable? So we use camel case for readability. So you want to capitalize the first letter of every word. And don't use plurals. So when you're programming, you said, well, did I name that graphic or graphics? What did I name the folder? So if you always do a singular, then you'll always know that it's just graphic. And then keep all your extensions lowercase. I'll be repeating these a lot. And after the first couple of assignments, if you don't follow these, then you're going to lose points in your projects. But the reason that we have these is because computers are unforgiving and upper lowercase matters. All right, so if you all have a text editor open, you can save it as file management. Notice I started with a lowercase, no spaces, and the M is capitalized. If you don't have a computer, write this out on paper, and then you can type it in later. And you're going to have 8 of these. So Elijah, you don't have any paper?
Not on me.
Oh, grab some paper. Look around. Is there a printer in that room?
Hold the phone. I got this.
All right. William to the rescue. He has that archaic stuff on paper.
All right, how many minutes do you want?
I'll just take one.
All right, you're in the user directory right here, and we're going to use my user directory, Peter J1. What are you going to type to go to the root? So here's my root right here. What am I going to type to go to the root? What character?
Backslash dot trashes.
Nope. Let me go back here and see if you remember. What means the root?
A slash.
A slash, yeah. Only we can't verbalize these now. I want you each to do your own stuff. So if I was in here and I typed a slash, it would start here and then work my way down. All right, here's number 2. What is the path to Lightstore USA ping? So where am I? I'm in the book folder right here. So what's the path to go down to this graphic?
Backslash book, backslash design, trust example, backslash light source USA dot PNG.
Yeah, but you can't verbalize it. I want you to write it down separately. But we'll give you this one. So what's it going to be? Say it a little bit slower.
Backslash book, backslash design.
You don't want. You're here in the book, so you don't want to do that slash. That's a forward slash, by the way.
Okay.
Don't use the slash unless you want to start in the root. So we're just going to say book, and then what's the subdirectory? Well, do you see that we're already in a subdirectory? We're in web dev. This is web dev. So it's going to be book/web dev. And then go ahead. I didn't know. Go ahead.
Slash design trust example slash light source USA dot PNG.
Yep. So here it is right here. So it's going to be book, web dev, design trust example, light store USA. Notice I'm matching case because that matters. When you build your web pages starting next week, if you don't follow the case, your pictures aren't going to show up. All right, everybody see how this is working? All right, what is the path to Meet Wolf JPEG? I'll start you out. Y'all got it?
Yep.
All right. What's the path to index HTML? And notice that the index isn't inside of any folder. It's inside this folder right here. All right, you're in the course. This is a screenshot of my actual course materials. So you're in course Discover IT. What is the path to this PowerPoint right here? So we'll start out like this. By the way, I found out that that exclamation will cause problems on Cloud9. But it's